everybody, before you watch the video, make sure you follow the page, like the video. Hope you enjoy.
Like that that's definitely where I got with, like, once I felt I started acquiring more knowledge, I was like, it's almost like in some ways like you get a little high from it, like you're like, oh wow, it's like, you know, it's like a new technique or something like that. And then you're like, oh well, I'll just look up a new technique. And it's like, rather than, okay, you pick a new, because there definitely comes a time where, and I'm sure you'll probably like realize this, especially like with your training, it's like we were talking like with the concepts, like you can have like millions of different techniques, but if you're never able to use them, so it's like, but then once you get really good at, like I got really good at like a set of techniques, and then it's like, but then I did sort of close myself off quite a lot from like other things.
That's because that stuff works and it's comfortable.
Yeah, it's comfortable.
That's the whole attitude I'm talking about.
And then once it was comfortable, then I was like, okay, now I need to improve. So then I started improving, but then I took improving as being lazy to like acquiring knowledge of, you know, oh, I'll just learn this technique, learn this one and this one.
But
I never actually embedded them in me, like you said with the tool. It's like
physical,
you can, if we're in a moment like where it's a match or something, and somebody like grabs the neck, it's like if you've drilled 1,000 times, okay, grab it, go boom boom boom, it's like it just happens. It's like, whereas when you're like, oh, I remember this one technique and it said to grab here, and you're like, I can't break the grip. But if you've broken that grip a million times, because you know the feeling, it's like there is an element, I think, especially like I think for newer people like starting jiu-jitsu, like it takes quite a long time, but it's like I feel that connection you have to a technique. It's not just doing the technique, because I think often we look for this perfect, it's like you said, like the perfect grab it like this and perfectly break it off like this, but it's not always, there's so many variables, right? Like somebody can grab your collar, but it's like, where are they grabbing? Here. So it's that being able to feel and know, and that only comes from training. It's like knowing exactly where to grab and how, and if they're resisting, then to change. And it's like, because if you don't, then it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. I just want to mention like one last thing, which I think is kind of important to note. But like, I've said this a bunch of times. Like, it all comes down to personal responsibility in the end of all of it. Like, it doesn't matter what social issue, it doesn't matter what's happening in people's lives. It's always personal responsibility. Nothing supersedes that in life. The excuses, the bullshit, but my weight. No, all right. People only change when they're forced to change. That's it. People do not change on their own. Animals don't do it. Nobody does. People. Okay, not true. There's exception to that. 1 in a million person, 1 in 100,000, whatever, will consciously go, oh, this is not working for me, I'll do something else. Most human beings are their human nature. They do stuff based on survival. That's what human nature is. Everything you do is a survival mechanism. Why do you find comfort in those techniques that we talked about before? Because they work for you. And if you venture outside of them, you might lose. And if you venture outside of that, you might get tapped. And if you venture outside of that, it's scary because it's unknown.
It's like a scramble.
Correct.
It's like
I might lose. I might have bad outcomes. I might have fear. Comfort is good. Stay safe. Stay survival. People only change. When did you feel like changing the techniques? When someone got you within submission, when they stopped working, when you went and did a competition and I didn't get the result I want. That's when people change. But you got to be a little bit frightened and scared initially, because even to get to that point, you got to be confident enough or accepting of challenge enough to put yourself in a position to train with somebody that can actually beat you. And some people don't do that point. And that's why I value people's effort to improve. I don't care that you lost. Congratulations for going there and actually challenging yourself and putting yourself in a situation to open the world of possibilities of improving your life instead of hiding and never doing the competition and never training with that guy that's hard to train with. Man, everybody has that experience. You talked about waking up in the morning before the comp. Man, there's times here where I'm like, fuck, I don't want to train with that guy, man. It's going to be this aggressive training that's hard. It's going to be close training. I don't know. And then you're like, nah, fuck it, let's go. And you do it anyway, and then you feel great about it and all the stuff we've already talked about. But to do better in life, to do things, you need to put yourself in the worst case scenario ever. People change when they have to, not when they want to. That's the world, man. People create businesses and earn this money and do all this stuff when they got no other options and they got no opportunity. People do shit based off of survival. That's human nature. You will figure it out. Drop yourself in the deep end. You either die or you figure it out. That's the nature of humans, and it's always been their nature.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you haven't yet already, make sure you subscribe, like, and again, go and check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, like all our platforms. Give us a follow at bjj.101 on Instagram, and go and check out bjj101.com.au to access the full video library.